What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. We're in the Type R right now, driving back to the house. We got a lot of things on the agenda today. This is my actual first video with the iPhone 15 Pro with the front camera, the selfie camera. So I had a 13 Pro before this, and I noticed that the front camera and the mic quality were not so good. Trying this out, I like it a lot, and the front camera and the mic, I'm pretty surprised with how good it is. So let's try a YouTube video with it and see how it goes. A lot of things going on today. We have two cars being dropped off at the house right now. We have a Nissan Cube, not very exciting. It's my friend Chris's new work car, work truck, work van, whatever you want to call it. But he's dropping that off. We're just doing front brake pads and rotors on it. And then after that, he's dropping off a R33 Skyline that he wants me to sell for him and post up for sale, because I do a lot of buying and selling of cars, so he's trusted me to help sell this car. Finally, to get to the point of the actual video, we are doing a tune on this car, the FL5 Type R. I have 13,500 miles on this car, and I bought this car brand new back in December 8th, I think it was, of 2022. So I've had this car for basically 10 months now. I put a lot of miles on it, a lot of track days on it. We're doing another track day later this month. Speaking of the devil, there's the Cube and there's Chris in the Jeep. So we're gonna go drop the Cube off and then go get the 33. So we just picked up the R33. Sounds pretty good, but I noticed that there's a lot of oil burning. I think it might be the turbo drain line from what Chris told me. You can see it's smoking like crazy. I have no idea why. So I gotta check that turbo drain, Type R, and then the Nissan Cube. But man, why is this smoking? What happened to this? This is bad. Well, we can clearly see why it's smoking. That is not good. Some fitting is leaking a lot. I'm wondering if it's the drain or the feed, but we gotta let this thing cool down ASAP. So while that thing cools down, we gotta figure out why it's leaking. We gotta move the Evo down to the bottom of the street. We'll get the Cube up in here so we can do the brakes. We can finally go ahead and get the ECU out for the Type R. So we got the ECU cover taken off. We just pull that back. This comes off just like that. So ECU is removed. Pop it out of the plastic container. Really easy to disassemble. So we're gonna send this out to Innovative Motorworks. I shipped it out 2 nights ago at like 7 p.m. I just almost missed the UPS cutoff. The truck was there picking up from the store. Handed it directly to him. Delivered the next day at 10:30 a.m. He had it shipped back to me the same day, and it got here today, this morning. So we're putting the jailbroken ECU back into the car. The FlashPro and the tune have not arrived yet. Well, the FlashPro I think comes Saturday, and then the tune is email. So I just load it onto the FlashPro when I get it. So Saturday we'll be all ready to load the tune onto the car. Figured out the R33 issue is a leaking feed line. It was super loose going into the turbo. So we took that apart, resealed it, cleaned it all out, cleaned all the oil droppings on the manifold. And we even took off the blanket because this thing is toast. It's covered in oil, so that's gonna catch fire. It's just gonna keep smoking. Right now we're just gonna run it dry so any remnants of oil can burn off clean. What the hell? It's dripping out of the fitting. Right, we just installed the new oil feed line. Hopefully that resolves everything and we can drive it again. Hondata just arrived today, so we're downloading the software and the tune, and then we'll make sure we have this all ready to go. So here's all the off-the-shelf tunes. That would be the one that I got, but I bought a Phearable Stage 2, so I gotta download that into FlashPro, I'm assuming. So we're not gonna use these, but maybe I'll use this as like a comparison against the Phearable and see, you know, the power differences. Obviously, feel the power differences while driving. I think it's about 40 horsepower because the Hondata one is a more conservative tune. Check this out. Never had my own FlashPro before. Like I said, never had a tuned Honda, except for one S2000 that was supercharged, but that was a AEM standalone. Got some stickers, got wire to go to the computer. So we have it plugged into the OBD, and we just locked the FlashPro to the car. Almost done loading the Phearable tune. Dash is going crazy, but after this is done, we have to drive it for about 15 minutes, shut the car off, turn it back on, all the dash lights will go off. First startup. So if you guys know a good place where I can tuck this in there, I know people usually just put it right there, but where do you route the wire behind there? I haven't checked that out yet. But I think Hondata has a mobile app you can download to do like Bluetooth tuning and also data logging, so I'd be interested in doing that. But tomorrow we're dropping the Evo off at Wistar Motors in Pennsylvania so that they can take a look into the head, make sure they fixed the valves if that's the issue, and probably get it re-dyno tuned afterwards at RT Tuning in Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania, I think that's what it's called. Really highly rated shop, and especially for their dyno tuning. So the cars should be coming back healthier and better than ever, but we're excited to try this new Phearable tune out. Honestly, if that deal had not come out, the free tune with the FlashPro, I probably would not have tuned the car. It's raining right now, so it's just gonna spin. I'm not really gonna feel like the true power gains. The car spins on these tires in the wet anyways when they're stock, because these are 200 tread wear track tires and 3.5 degrees of camber. We got no traction unless it's dry out. All right, so we're going on our first drive after the Phearable upload. We got to drive it normally for about 10 or so minutes, so we're not beating on it or anything like that. We just got to get the ECU to go into closed loop, then we shut the ECU off, turn the car off, turn it back on, and then all the lights on the cluster should disappear. I think we can go ahead, turn the car off, open the door, whatever it needs to do to reset, turn it back on. All the lights on the cluster are now off. That's a good thing. So I think we're ready to go to drive it as we normally should, give it a little bit more throttle. I'll put it into my individual mode here. And I know we're not gonna have any traction or anything like that, but I just wanna feel if I can notice any sort of power. So first gear. Ooh. So off the bat, and I've done a lot of these in the rain, that first gear just felt a lot more aggressive. You can try to take it on a highway, and at higher speeds you should have a little bit more traction. But first, second, and third right now I feel like would be useless on these types of roads. The traction control is really trying. And I have it on the street setting for the throttle. They had a race setting, which basically on the race, first, second, every gear is responsive. On the street version of the throttle mapping, first and second
are toned down for the purposes of not spinning out your tires. Because front wheel drive with a lot of power, you know what happens. Torque steer, spins like crazy, no traction, spinning is not winning. So I went with the street version. Obviously, we're not doing first and second gear pulls on the track. We're in top of second, third, and fourth gear basically all the time. We're just spinning, but I can immediately tell that there is a power difference. The throttle climbs up way faster. We'll start in second, probably gonna spin. Traction control keeps kicking in, so yeah, definitely much quicker. I don't recall it spinning that much, even in the rain. Fourth gear pulls hard at the bottom. This is sick. We're gonna have to do like some time testing here. Gotta get like a draggy and see what the new 30 to 60, 30 to 100 is, 60 to 100, but it definitely feels a lot better. I'm not like extremely impressed because it's spinning so much. I picked this is like the worst day for me to get a FlashPro because it's not the best conditions, but let's try it again after it's got a little bit more heat. Just spinning to the top of third still, so it definitely works. I'm happy with this. It's gonna be a lot of fun on the track. My only concern now that is we have all this power, but we didn't upgrade the radiator, the intercooler, the intake, the downpipe, so the car will have a tendency to heat up faster, potentially overheat more. But now that the temperature is cooler now, we shouldn't really have those issues. But for next year, for spring and summer, we're definitely going to need an intercooler. Hopefully by then a good intake will be out. We'll do the turbo inlet. I don't think I'm going to upgrade the turbo, but we'll have an exhaust. We'll probably have a high flow downpipe. We'll have the radiator and the intercooler, so cooling mods will be taken care of, and then that way we can run this higher power more safely and don't blow anything up. Well, yeah, those are my first impressions of a Phearable Stage 2 tune in the rain. So we'll wait again